So for this question, correct answer is C. Some of the students mentioned B as the right answer, but the correct answer is C. How C is the right answer? The question is, which of the following contains 1 mole of a neutron? 1 gram of hydrogen. Look, first, 1 gram of hydrogen, how many moles are there? Moles equal mass in gram divided by molar mass. Because what is the molar mass of a hydrogen? Here, it's not a hydrogen molecule. 1 mole of a hydrogen atom is there. So molar mass will also be equals to 1. So we got 1 mole. And what is the relation here? That 1 minus 1 is 0, means it does not have any neutron. So 1 mole of this compound will not have any neutron. So that's why it cannot be A. Because we want 1 mole of a neutron. So even hydrogen does not have any neutron. So even any mass is there, but it does not have a neutron. So it always remains 0. What about the second one? How we work out like 6 minus 12 minus 6. So we got 6 neutrons. And how many moles are there? How to get the moles? Moles equal mass in gram divided by molar mass. So we got 1 over 12. 1 divided by 12, that is giving us the moles. So how many moles are there? So 0.083. Like according to this, if we have 1 mole of a carbon atom, how many neutrons should be there? It should have 6 neutron. So if we have 0.0833 moles, so 0.833 moles, how many neutron will be there? X cross multiply. So means this is multiply by 6. So we got 0.5 neutron, moles of neutron. So which is not correct. So B is also not the right answer. What about C? Like 1 mole of magnesium, how many neutrons are there? 24 minus 12, we get 12 neutron. So 1 mole of magnesium contain 12 neutrons. How many moles we have now? So how many moles we have? Mass in gram divided by molar mass. So 2 divided by 24, which will make 0.0833. So if we have 0.0833 mole of magnesium, how many neutrons will be there? X cross multiply. So when this is multiplied by 12, what you will get? You will get 1 mole of a neutron. That's why C will be the right answer. What about D? Because 22 minus 10, so we get 12 neutron. Like 1 mole contain 12 neutron. How many moles we have? So 2 divided by 22, because moles is mass in gram divided by molar mass. So we have 0.09 moles. So how many neutron will be there? X. 0.09 times 12. So what we got? We got 1.09. So this will give us 1.09 to us. So which is not like for a moles of magnesium, it was directly giving us 1. But this is giving 1.09 moles of neutron. Is it clear? This one? For this question, the correct answer is D. How we identify D is the right answer? Because we want Avogadro's constant numerically equal to, like for which one we get a 1 mole as an answer. Ions in 1 mole of sodium chloride. If we have a 1 mole of sodium chloride, what are the ions it contain? It contains 1 sodium ion and 1 chloride ion. So what is the total number of the ions? The total number of ions will be 2. But we want the answer as 1. So that will be equals to Avogadro's constant. So it cannot be A. What about B? Atoms in 1 mole of a hydrogen gas. 1 mole of a hydrogen gas, how many atoms it contain? It contains 2 hydrogen atoms, so means the total will be 2. But we want it to be 1. So this cannot be an answer as well. Electrons in 1 mole of a helium. If we have 1 mole of a helium, helium is what? It is 4 and 2. So there are 2 electrons in each helium. So 1 mole of helium, how many electrons it contains? 2. But we are looking Because if it's numerically equal to Avogadro's constant, it should be 1 mole. Molecule in 1 mole of oxygen, that is right, because if we have 1 mole of oxygen, it means that is a 1 mole itself. And when we have 1 mole, it will equal to the Avogadro's constant. So D will be the right answer. Is it clear? So the correct answer for this one is C. How C is the right answer? Look, 7 grams of carbon monoxide. So what are the number of moles? 7 divided by molar mass of a carbon dioxide. Carbon is 12 and oxygen is 16, so 28. So 7 over 28, how many moles we got? We got 0.25 mole. So basically, we have to just check which is having 0.25 moles. Hydrogen is H2. So what are 1 divided by 2 because the mass will be 2. So hydrogen will be 0.5 mole. Nitrogen is N2. So 3.5 divided by 28 because 14 multiplied by 2. So we got 0.125 moles. Argon is 40. So argon is 40. So 10 divided by 40, we got 0.25. And chlorine is like argon is Ar and chlorine is 35 Cl2. So 35.2 divided by 71. So we got 0.5. So which one we got the same number of moles as carbon monoxide, they will occupy the same volume. Because when two gases have the same number of the moles, they will occupy the same volume. That's why C will be the right answer. So equal moles of all the gases occupies the same volume. Is it clear? Question 3. Which of the following aqueous solution contains the greatest number of negative ions? So how it can be done? The correct answer for this one is D, but how it can be done? First, you will find the moles of this compound. Like example, this is a concentration and volume. So first, you will find the moles of sodium sulfate, which is zero point 0.1 multiplied by 0.5 because volume is in dm cube. So you got 0.05 moles. Then how many negative ions are present? The ratio, because the sodium sulfate only contain one negative ion. We want to find the negative ions. So the ratio between the compound and the negative ion is 1:1. Like sodium, if we have a sodium sulfate, Na2SO4, and the sulfate ion, the ratio between them is 1:1. So 0.05. So it will be same as 0.05 for the sulfate ion. Like these are the moles of a compound. These are the moles of the compound Na2SO4, and then the moles of the negative ion will also be same because the ratio is 1:1. What about option B, the concentration times the volume? So 0.12 multiplied by 0.25, 0.03. So we got 0.03 moles. And how many negative ions are there? Two chloride ion. So this will become twice. So this will be 0.06. Why twice? Because when a barium chloride is there, it will produce one barium ion and it will produce two chloride ions. So the negative ion will be twice as the mole of the compound. What about option C? 0.15 times 0.25 because volume should always be in decimeter cube. So 0.037. And how many negative ions? So it's only one. So it will be same 0.037. What about the last one? 0.1 multiplied by 0.5. So we got 0.05 moles. But how many negative ions are there in a zinc nitrate? As a zinc nitrate will decompose or break down into ions in aqueous, so it will produce one zinc ion and it will produce two nitrate ions. So it means this will become twice. So 0.05 become twice, it means it will become 0.1. And that is a question like which contain the greatest number of the negative ion, the one which is having the maximum moles of the negative ion, that contains the greatest number of the negative ion. So that's why the correct answer for this one will be D. Is it clear, this question? That how we worked out the maximum number of the negative ions. So first we work out the moles of a compound. From moles of compound, we work out the maximum number of moles of the negative ion.